That's news. Citing Russia on the expulsion of Russian diplomats by Germany, says unfriendly actions will not go unanswered.
Held that lower band again. But really not getting much movement to the downside still. We'll see. I'm back, but I don't know that Chuck is back. Can't hear him. Nor is his picture lighting up. Oh God, that's bad. Little pop there. Hmm. Trying to build some structure down here, but that was a big sellers hit that little pop there. So we're kind of forming some structure down here. We have a new POC at 56. So we'll see. Does look like it wants to drop. But they're battling. We got a diddle in the middle situation. So if you're trying to get positioned here, you are now in the diddle zone. And any trade you might have taken initially is now probably off the table. So when you recognize when what seemed like a good trade at the time is no longer a good trade, you have a chance to get out before it, right? The structure is completely changed. We now have a distribution down here. So you can keep holding on to your original trade thesis, hoping it works. It could. Or you could wait for the next better trade. I would say 590 is probably a good place to. Keeps getting sold into. It's weak. I wouldn't be looking for the return to value yet because everything keeps getting sold into and we're holding the RTH lower band. So what does that look like? That looks like this. I'll be right back. I don't know what to do with Chuck. Should I restart the stream?
US natural gas futures are extending gains. Over the last 3 days, prices are up 81%. It's the highest since December of 2022 at extreme cold. Big to see some demand and freeze as well.
We got a little bit of a flip in the CVD. Let's see if they can hold it. This has been rejected every single time so far. Looks like it's trying to grind up a little bit. Is this the long now? All right, grabbed along at 84. I know this is a tough zone. Hopefully I don't get rejected. Return to value trade on NQ here. Oops. Damn. Keeps getting rejected. Not a good sign. Flat. See if it finds support here at this POC, but we're just trading around it, right? So you there?
Okay.
There we go.
I think so. I
Yeah,
had
I
to
can,
restart my machine.
I can hear you now.
Yep, there we go. All
Uh,
right.
So it's not uncommon to get chopped through when we're in the middle of a distribution on the volume profile. We know that. Right? That's kind of the big sign there. We've been rotating up and down around it. So unless you're fading the extremes, stop trying to get directional here. We have the point of control.
Let's get my DOM back up. There we go. that definitely didn't play out how I thought.
No, we now have a distribution here, so everything has changed.
Yeah, that's right.
In 10 minutes time now at the bottom of the hour, we release the weekly EIA natural gas change. Forecast is a draw of 95 BCF and the prior draw of 71 BCF.
Yep, choppy. Yeah, that's not directional, right? When we have this forming, let's see if it can escape. Or we keep trying to short it, expecting it to keep going back to that point of control.
Hmm.
There it goes. Right back.
It's wiggling. I just don't like ES above 69.35 and a half. That can be a support level.
Coming up on an RTH VWAP right here at 612. Okay. It's right about here. Short.
ES and VWAP. On the indicator too.
Here we go. So far, so good. Carpe, no, it should work. It doesn't work on, I don't think it, what product are you trying to use on it? Here we go. Guys, come on. Doesn't get much better than that.
Just like Dak Prescott,
Mhm.
Prescott says, here we go.
It's the RTH VWAP, guys. RTH from the open. Been showing it right on this screen.
Yeah, you got to anchor it, Tyler.
Beautiful. To the tick.
Minutes time now at the bottom of the hour. This will release the weekly EIA natural gas change. Forecast is for a draw of 98 BCF.
Oh, I don't wait for it to actually touch. If you're going to wait for it to actually touch, you know, it doesn't always touch, hypo. This isn't like, you know, it's pretty damn close. It actually did touch on my 5-minute. Oh, pretty close. On Trading View, I have it touching. On Ninja Trader, it's actually touching. But doesn't always touch. I talk heavily about front running key setups.
Nice, Shane. Nice, Shane.
Right back down to the lows.
Both. Magic Cat.
We use both, yeah.
Session VWAP. We add the anchored VWAP to the 930 open.
Right. I've been showing it on the screen here. Right. I've showed this a couple of times here. Things don't always play out perfectly, guys. If it's just it's not realistic. I was talking through it, Tyler, the entire time. I called the trade. I said, we're coming up to the RTH VWAP 612. Here we go. Short. Working good so far. Boom. There. I mean, I don't know how much clearer you can get, really. I don't know what else I can do.
Like if you're trading by yourself, Tyler, I mean, you want to use the tools with the volume profile. I mean, that was if you look at the indicator right there, right, Chris? If you put your cursor right on that candle where it touches the middle line, where it came right up to, no, actually the other chart has the RSI indicator on it. The RSI indicator gave you a clear indication after being in price discovery. Came right back to the middle line. VWAP Bounce. It's telling you where to take it.
Well, that's where experience and expertise come in. I can't bottle that and give it to you. That's where practice and trading the system every day comes in. And not just for a couple of weeks, not just for a couple of months. This is a skill that takes a long time to get good at. Otherwise, people would just print money, right? And that's just not the way it works. This is developing a professional skill. Just like if you wanted to learn to play the piano, you're not going to learn the piano in a week or a month. You got to practice every day for years. This is no different. If you want a job that's going to provide unlimited freedom and large amounts of money, you'll commit to it. If not, you'll give up. That's what happens to most people. Because they're not willing to put in that type of time or commitment into this to get good at it. You're going to know by experience, right? And that's in this scenario. So since we started, right, I've been saying we've been respecting the RTH lower band the entire time, right? That's when I put these arrows on this chart. Right? I said we've been selling off, guys. Look, we have a downsloping RTH, and this is all recorded, so you can go back to it. Right? I said we're selling off, right? Clear down price discovery. Okay, if we get up to this VWAP, I'm going to try and short it. Right? That's a VWAP bounce short on this VWAP. How did I know which one to use? Well, my experience dictates that when we're going from one end to the other, we hold down here, but we have a downtrending RTH. We'll probably get a reaction at this VWAP. Now, I can't give you that experience. That experience is earned. Okay, you don't have to see it as respected. You can see it as whatever you'd like. I'm here to teach. If you don't want to take the teacher's advice, then, you know, I don't know what else I can do for you, Tyler. I'm sorry.
ES is poking above VWAP now, but it's at the top of this distribution here. So it could fade again from this low volume node, but Delta has definitely curled up.
All right, let's look for the next setup at this point.
Look at that. Yep, ES is... Sellers are trying to reject VWAP.
Natural gas spot prices rising following the deeper than expected storage draw in EIA inventories.
Let's put this on here. No exhaustion candle on this setup. And also, you're not going to get an exhaustion candle until several candles later, because the way it calculates an exhaustion candle is that we need a subsequent candle that has less volume, right? So you're not going to know until at least two candles later that there's an exhaustion. So we don't use them for immediate reversals. You're not going to be able to. It's too delayed. It gives an overarching idea of who's in control from that volume event. I'll be right back.
Okay. Logger gave you 4.5 points on that initial reaction. Now it's reacting again. But we've cleared a composite low volume node on ES. Fourth win. JP's cleaning up. Let's do it. Did we do a trader check-in while I was away? If you did, you don't need to do it again. But as I scroll up. Let's do a trader check-in. How you guys trading this morning? Red, green, red, break-even green, small green, little red. Red so far, small red. Green, 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 green. Pink it up and say yellow. Nice. Way to go, Magic Hat. Greenland. Small green. All right. Welcome, D. Lettner. Medium green. Tony's racking it up. We didn't make it down to 69.12, Tony. At least not yet. I don't know. Looks like that trade idea may have left the building. Got a pretty good mix of green and red here, Chris.
We did a trader check-in.
Yep. Green morning, red afternoon. Oh, Allie Jane. Do you hang up your cleats for the day or taking a break? Nigel's smashing it over in the UK. Green, green, gold's ripping. Dr. Jive. Dr. Jive, what do you got
Dr.
over
Jive.
Dr. Jive, hopefully you caught the... Oh, it bounced off of one of my favorite levels. Look at that. Look at that. 48.28.8. Well, it would have had a little bit of heat to it. Now that I zoom in a little closer. Still. 2 points of heat.
Yes, over VWAP there. And Q coming into Globex VWAP.
Loggers cleaning up.
Damn, silver back to all-time highs. All right, we got another VWAP here.
We go. ES is up past IB mid. We're gonna get to value area high. ES, can you do it? Because I flipped long.
Looks like it's trying to grind through these levels.
That I do. I do know what they say. I don't know. I think it's going to push through this regular VWAP here, Chris. I think it's gunning for that low volume node. Maybe value area high. It's going to keep going. We got to push. We got big green on CBD for ES.
We do.
We're in the middle on the indicator. We're coming up to the gray top. I think they're going to ring the bell for me and then go ahead and fade it off. Oh, keep going, keep going. Just a couple more.
Sell it.
Get up there. Get up there. Just one more. One more. Bugger. Come on, Bugger.
We got sellers on the Delta. They're pushing it.
Two more. Two more. Three more. Come on. Really, dude?
Going short.
They're fighting. They're fighting.
Might be a pullback and a bigger downtrend here. We'll see. Unless it reclaims this whole move.
One more breath of fresh air. You can do it.
I don't know if value area high is a safe place to buy.
I didn't buy it value area high.
Oh, that's what Tony said.
All right. We hit it. Big old swing of the hammer. They finally got the ding, ding, ding at the top. Okay. That was a 6 point reclaim of VWAP scalp long.
All right, Chuck's out. Rip it.
See, Chris is the one that's telling the market makers. All right, Chuck is doing this. We found the source of the fade Chuck trade. Look at that. I caught the wick, top tick, and then it see? Thank you. Thank you, ES, for helping me. All right.
Help me help you.
Yeah. Back to your regularly scheduled programming.
Chuck brought his
I was talking with Logger yesterday about reverse button trades because typically your targets end up being a good setup for the other direction.
This is true. Did you bring your pom-poms?
No.
Crypto Penguin. I think I have an idea.
Oh my. Here we go.
Right now, I don't see much of a setup here. We are at value area high, but we're holding above the RTH VWAP. We're chopping around the Globex. Not a great setup here. So nothing to do here. So once we bounce off it and we come back to it, the less touch is going to be less probability. So the first touch is high probability. Second touch, it could respect, more likely to break.
And you had a sharp rejection off the bottom.
Dang, look at gold. Can't believe silver's back at all-time highs just like that. Well, it's pretty damn close to it.
I mean, Tyler, if you look at it, I mean, you've got yourself a break and a back test now of the RTH. And you've got the same thing on ES. You have it came up That was the little red candle right before it came up to RTH. That was ES hitting VWAP, taking a step back, going through it, and you bounced off a value area high. So we're still respecting the RTH because now it back tested it and pushed up again. That is the VWAP that's working in this context. Second time to value area high for both of them. Right in this little volume node notch. I mean, if it's going through, it's going through, bud. So now I mean, it's a show that buyers are more in control than sellers when you go through the VWAP. But now we're coming up on this low volume node. So we have the distribution that is providing resistance. It's right at value area high on the RTH volume profile.
And just to make it more complicated, we have something called VWAP traps. So it can break above, hold, and then reject, and that was a bull or bear trap. So it's not all simple stuff, guys. There's a lot of nuances. There's a lot to understand. There's a lot that can happen. And until you're familiar with all the different scenarios and you've traded them hundreds of times, everything's going to be new and foreign. So that's why we show up every day. That's why we practice. We continue to log the hours. And maybe once you have a couple of thousand hours in screen time, you'll have that level of discretionary ability to know what could happen.
And it still may not always happen, right? I mean, you still have a trade idea and it can do something else. But ES is coming right up to, I mean, it's literally bouncing off of the monthly VWAP. So you have higher, and so is NQ. I mean, it bounced off the monthly VWAP to the tick on the 5 minute. So we have other context, higher time frame that's also playing in as a factor here.
What does the strawberry mean? What now?
Well, that's Ray's signature, right?
Yes. We all know that she's reacting to a comment or post with the strawberry. This is also monthly VWAP. This is IB mid. This is value area high. We have a composite. We have all types of stuff here.
All right, who did it? Who did it? Yeah, there she is. You guys are a hoot. All right, now we're breaking through monthly VWAP on ES, and Q is pushing through as well. I mean, there's other contexts and things that are all playing out. You know, if you put enough lines on your chart, it's bound to bounce off of one of them. Session, is that my session? Where is that? Yes, Wednesday night, 1800. Okay, so we're coming up on session value area high. It's not a very volatile session this morning.
No. And what is it? It's about a 200 point IB.
That works.
Just trying to grind through here.
So since we've had good respect of the RTH VWAP, we're coming up on the upper band there at 58, 59. Kind of a low volume notch right before that upper distribution. volume node just above here on ES as well. Haven't heard tick strike for a while. That's because it's muted. Well, I restarted my whole PC when it wasn't showing up. There we go. There's the tickas. Gold. You mentioned that, didn't you?
Yeah.
It's coming up.
And silver.
885.
I'm glad I got out of a silver short yesterday. When that market tanked, I was on a one-on-one with somebody in the inner circle and it tanked. I had to stop and celebrate for a minute. It's a great bearish day on silver yesterday. Good day for a short. Not so much today. It rallied out of that failed breakdown like it was anybody's business.
Gold's getting held up in this high volume node here. No surprise, it's chopping. Where are we on the VWAP RSI? We are up in that upper gray zone. You've got a composite low volume node there too.
Yep, I do.
I turned them off of my 2-minute chart. I just have them on the 5-minute, and they are different. Let's put them back.
Here's upper band. But it's just grinding up. So, you know, it's tough to short it when it's just grinding like this. There's not much edge.
It is session value area high on ES. Which is anchored at 6 o'clock last night. Look at that fade.
Now, if this grind continues, that will get bought right back up.
Yep. Gave you 10 points.
Yeah, just the price action is very grindy. I mean, that's you know, yeah, if you can get a 5-10 pointer out of it, that's good. But it's proving to just grind through all the levels right now. Just manage risk. Don't get caught off sides and hold on to it because it looks like it's just squeezing all the shorts out.
Tick.
All buying. CVD is going straight up.
Oh, I get to do that. I need to turn my CBD back on.
So this seems to be holding that level a little bit, but I wouldn't be surprised if it just busted right through it based on the price action, but we'll see. Seems to be holding. But the price action dictates otherwise until we see some actual selling come in. A couple of sellers there on the delta. There we go. Now be careful, this just gets bought right back up again. That's what's been happening for the last, oh, I don't know, 40, 30 minutes. See if it becomes an actual rotation down or just another micro dip that gets bought up and they keep pushing through these levels.
Well, does value area high become a support level? That's the question. Now, would you consider that if it does bounce off of value area high and continue?
Yeah,
up
I would
above,
say the
would
level's
you
probably
consider-
more the 35, that low volume node, because now it's in the middle
Yeah.
of a distribution here. It's in the middle of a high volume node. So I wouldn't, it's doing that calculation, but that looks more to me like excess price, and the true value area would be right here.
Yep.
There it goes.
There's the 35. Whoosh.
Whoosha.
All right, back to the RTH.
In 10 minutes time at the top of the hour, with the Kansas City State Conference. The forecast is 4 from the prior one.
Yep, and IB mid. Yep. So that was the level. Once we cracked it, we whooshed.
Look at that. Did get a reaction off the RTH. That was 660 down to 612, 610. That's 50 points. Pretty zoomed in.
So RTH has proven itself to be very important this trading session. All right, so if we remove this, we just look at this.
It is Alfie. I mean, IB mid is up there. It's kind of in the middle of how far it moved. IB mid's at 634. I guess you said that a while ago.
By the end of the year.
Yes, Tony. That's a fact.
And look at that back test. Yeah, how is Tony doing today?
Tony's pulling in Benjamins today.
City Research sees a global growth finishing 2025 near trend 2.9%.
Shall we do another trader check-in?
No, LJ. Don't change the name.
Quite a bit of red. Sounds like it's been tough. It wasn't clean. We didn't have the cleanest setup. We had a couple good clean setups, but a lot of sloppiness as well. Down here was quite choppy. I know, Danny, you trade gold, so probably very different. This was a distribution. If you're trying to get directional here, probably got chopped up. We did have the nice VWAP bounce short. We did have the fade value or extreme right here. VWAP scalp. But this was all quite difficult to trade in the first hour, 30 minutes. Let's say the first hour. Nice logger. Oh my God. Make a good cheerleader, Chuck.
Yeah. Need a little bit more muscle on those pythons, but that'd be all right. They're good colors.
Back to training camp for you.
Yeah.
I think that's how it works with female cheerleaders, Lager. They're not wearing baggy ones. All right, so is this an example of the first touch was the better touch, right? And then we break. Anemic bounce.
Yeah. Still has to get through these low volume nodes on both of them. But we did see the peak of CVD up there at the upper band on the RTH.
Yeah, lower high on CVD. I'll be right back. Grab a smoothie. Take the reins for a minute, Chuck.
Yeah. Gold finally climbed out of that high volume node. It's up there. That's interesting. On my 15-minute chart, I anchored a VWAP to the all-time high for gold. And it's now pushing through that upper band on that anchored VWAP. So it's going, going, going. How far till it's gone? Oops. Well, potatoes, I would journal that, right? You can learn a lot about your trading in a journal. All right, so we're cracking through RTH. But we've got this low volume node. It's kind of sitting in there. So that's going to hold things up until it can crack through right about at that. That's right. Journaling will show you the good, the bad, and the ugly, but it gives you an opportunity to make the necessary changes so you can do things right or profitable. Definitely going to continue with some mistakes. Let's see here on the 15-minute, what do we look like? High, low, higher, low, higher, low. Got some wiggles going on. We're right here at this 69.45. That was the battle that Tony was talking about. Sellers seem to be really battling to push this thing down. They're trying. You can hear it on tick strike. So look out below. Oh yes, journals are not meant to be filed away into the library. They are to be actively used and analyzed and reviewed. To journal is eternal. There it goes. Is it going to crack? Or did they just grab that liquidity to go back up? Point of control has moved up here for ES. This is the battle zone. What was that on? Gotta open these back up. There we go. Buyers are swinging back. It's a coin flip. But if we crack this low volume node, we could find trading back down in that lower distribution. We do have ES is still above VWAP. So VWAP could act as support for ES. But again, we had broken back above, and now we're back testing ES yesterday's high. On NQ, we did back test short on the session VWAP. So there's a number of different ways to look at this, but we're coming into VWAP now on ES. CBD is relatively flat, and we're right on that volume shelf on NQ. Whoop, there it goes. At least a bounce off of VWAP for ES. Straight to point of control.
77 billion in 6-month bills for the same time frame. There's still 70 billion in 5-year notes on January 27th.
Gotta watch them both.
February 2nd, $69 billion.
VWAP for the win on ES.
Few settle on February 2nd. And $44 billion in 7-year notes on Jan 29th. Settle on February 2nd.
Chop. We did not get back up to 60, did we? No, we went up to 69.52.
Anchored VWAP from the low is interesting, David.
To a blog, Google say they're expanding personal intelligence through AI mode in Google search.
Let's see. What's it look like? David, you talking about ES or you're talking about NQ?
And it should be signed by the president. Kansas City Fed composite index 0, 0, lower than forecast of 4. Elon Musk SpaceX lines up 4 banks for blockbuster IPO, thanks to Financial Times.
It is interesting. I think he uses the downloaded one. Which browser for Tradeovate do you use, Chris? The download?
I use the browser.
Use the-
Browser suffices. Yeah, absolutely fine. It's excellent. I don't really notice any difference between the app, the desktop, the downloaded desktop app versus the browser.
Kansas City Fed manufacturing -2, -2.
Right, Flying Nugget. Have a good nap. It's on the other tab, Robert. See you, Tony. That VWAP Bounce was a play. If you took it, you'd be up 6 points already on ES.
Like a few comments from Matt.
So if NQ doesn't look clean to you, I highly suggest that you have both ES and NQ in your view, because ES was super clean. Super clean. VWAP Bounce right off the get-go. Faded off the lower band. That whole business down below, but definitely came back in the lower band, was a decent long spot after another VWAP scalp short. Really, really nice. I played it well too.
I'm coming again, almost ready to discuss the free trade zone with Trump.
I'm talking about ES, Abdullah. I'm not on NQ. I was just recapping some of the setups that were cleaner than. There was one right at 942 on ES to the tick.
So there's no VWAP bounce here. When we're trading in balance, guys, the VWAP bounce is trending conditions. So now we've been in trading in this area for half an hour. We've chopped around the VWAP multiple times. No more VWAP bounce.
No, the NQ was the RTH VWAP bounce at 1022.
Yep, we had the VWAP bounce here.
Sam's here. We can start.
So we've been rotating around the, we've been building a point of control here. Price action wise, we just put in a higher low. So we're trending upwards while building volume here. So the question is, as we get back up to this, if we do get back up to this 650 level, do we break it or do we fade that again as we continue to hold, or do we break up? Then we have another high volume node up here at 677. And if we break above 700, then we can see price discovery again to the upside.
Brilliant. I mean, so says doesn't know the concrete content.
Looks like that just got rejected hard, David, because the higher time frame says we're in balance. Right, that's monthly VWAP right there, value area high. Right now we're trading at point of control. So don't lose the, don't get caught in the trees and lose the forest. Gonna try again. Continue the grind up. And silver just
Green.
put in all-time highs.
On mineral resources.
Crazy. Look at that move. Right out of the failed breakdown.
Really?
Gold, about another $15 away from all-time highs. Precious metals, don't quit.
It's a break and back test of R1 too. Okay, so NQ is reclaiming the monthly. ES done did it already. See, George. Of course they are. Angel. Fade value area extremes are very valid on the profile. $11.11. Lucky number. What are we talking about in group coaching today, Chris?
Good call. Group coaching today at 12:30. We were going to go over advanced setups today. So the advanced playbook. 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the premium classroom. The advanced playbook setups.
Agreement on the current US rhetoric is unacceptable.
I don't know if we take this again with tick strike lighting up, and seems to be a good bit of buying energy on ES. But we are back to value area high and the RTH upper band, composite low volume node on NQ. There goes the value area high, just goes bouncing up on ES. CBD is green. But if I look at the indicator, it's at the gray bar. No, we're not showing the ES chart, Robert.
This is silver right now.
I'm
I'm looking at silver.
Yeah, I'm looking at ES on my screen here at my desk.
Green Prime Minister says we are ready to negotiate a better partnership with the US.
CBD. I hear that a lot too.
Does it make you more relaxed, LJ? If we say CBD versus CVD? This is breaking out instead of breaking down.
The Australian dollar drops 1%
ticker
versus
tickers.
the US dollar to the highest since October 2024.
composite low volume node moved up. Making a is this a price discovery breakout on, I'd see Jake, on ES. And Q pulls back from the upper band.
Don't mean to tease everybody, but I'm in a short on silver here. It's up $1,200. Hopefully we pull out these bottoms. We'll see.
FX forward flows total $2,082.9 million.
That's why I'm kind of focused a little bit on silver.
Gotcha.
Like to see it sweep those
They are.
lows.
What Dom is that?
This is Robinhood.
Mm.
Actually not bad. It's a little slow execution, but I tend to hold them a little longer. Don't want to see this break highs. I'll probably get out of it. If it, let's see if it can break this here. Take me out. 1,500. Come on. I trade options in the same account on, so it doesn't, I don't want it all in Tradeovate because Tradeovate's only futures. I sell options in this account. I do tons of things in this account. So it's free option trades, no commissions. Commissions are relatively low on the future side as well.
Look at that. Look above and fail. Fade value area extreme on
Yeah,
the
Robinhood.
RTH, as well as the ES session upper band.
Nice sell off there.
Sat through a little bit of heat. See you, Danny.
Thanks, Danny. Yeah, we'll probably offer something. I don't want to distract people too much, Joe. What happens is, everybody runs to the next shiny object and we distract of what we're really trying to focus on. So I'm always very concerned about that.
It's working though, JP. It's working. They're going to come all the way back. Work. Especially when it's as slow as it is this morning. It is coming back.
At 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time, you expect from the US full week Fed auction. Prior high yield 3.595%. Prior bid together 2.93.
All right, I'll be right back.
LJ, you'll have to wait. I don't use EMAs on my stuff. Will we fade again? And Q is stronger than ES. Gotcha. We cleared that composite low volume node on NQ, coming up on the upper band here. Could be a sign of strength.
No EMAs. Yeah. Nope. Don't need them.
And I confused comments from the Greenland Prime Minister. The pound rises 0.5% against the dollar. Highest
So looking at the volume profile here, Chris, I'm coming up on the session upper band on NQ. Hearing tick strike, does that sound like it's a fadeable spot? I mean, it's high volume
No.
node here in this.
I think since we cracked this composite and now the band is at the middle of this higher volume node, I would say no. I think we're going to grind right through this.
I have a feeling it's going to pop. Right on a volume shelf on ES. And you just hear tick strike, bye, 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 bye.
Yeah, Russ, I
You
would
can
get
see
rid
it
of
on
the
the DOM.
EMAs. You don't need them. They're not a part of the system. Now you're trying to mix systems, and all that creates is confusion. So systems aren't great for marrying each other. They tend to work best when you focus on one single system.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't move the anchored VWAP. I mean, that's the RTH VWAP is one that is significant for us to pay attention to throughout the entire session. You can add additional anchored VWAPs to see, trend following and that type of thing from the low. I would rather use anchored VWAPs than EMAs. Looks like they're basing for a push.
In 5 minutes' time, we have US 4-week win option. Prior high yield 3.595%. Private together 2.92.
Still in this silver trade, guys. Being patient. It's not easy holding one silver mini in a cash account.
There's the push.
Yep, I didn't think it would hold.
ES came up, sat on top of the upper band, and then push, push, push. Long at the upper band. You're talking about NQ, Tyler? So you're playing the breakout off the RTH upper band. So roughly at 658.50.
Just want a little sweep of this 334 level on silver. I don't think that's asking so much.
Will it into action?
Let me get my pom-poms.
Jedi mind tricks.
Goes again.